What's going on? What's going on? We in the building. We in the building. Shout out to people who come in early there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Stuff these people making it be. Ah, I'm not gonna give me any points. All good. I don't know what we're talking about. We're here bright and early. Um, yeah, that's a good point, man. What's going on? It was DC Carson Music. Got to see what kind of music you got going. You say you over in Montgomery, got the studio. See what y'all got going on out there in Alabama. I know one of the guys from Above and Prime. I know he's in is it Huntsville, Alabama. We got a couple of people. My family's from South Alabama, down at Atmore, Alabama, with my grandmother's side. So we be in Mobile and Atmore, Alabama a lot. A lot has changed, of course. A lot of her siblings deceased, but we still have some family members down in Mobile. And like I said, we used to go visit there, go down to Orange Beach. So shout out to Alabama. Um, I know we got a Harris family. I think you say you out in Decula or whatever, Georgia, Decula or I know Gwinnett County. So we got a lot of people representing the East Coast. That's the good thing about it. When we do these shows, we don't know who we're going to track. I guess it's the algorithm to kind of connect us with people close to us because we know Colorado is way out there and we're not talking about Georgia or anything. And not even really the Falcons. I don't know if I ever get to the point talking about the Falcons like that. I know people say, what kind of fan were you before? I'm no kind of fan. I just watch the game and I just get enough out of it from that. But definitely, definitely, um, Colorado has been something that I've never done before, as far as just really supporting a team. I've never been that person, and I don't plan on being that person. This is a very unique situation, and that's why we're here to talk about it. We're not here on nobody else's page. Even people who are not really Colorado fans or semi Colorado fans, we all here just looking at something that's we're gonna remember in our lifetime, something unique. We got some generational players we getting to see in the MC stage that could probably end up being Hall of Famers. Some of them. Um, we're seeing the changes in the college game firsthand. College kind of got stale for a minute. A lot of people say they stopped watching college football and pro too, and they keep changing the rules and things to try to make it more attractive. A lot more marketing dollars are going between these sports. Like we say, the NIL is probably helping from the marketing standpoint when brands are able to partner with the family or whatever with the players. But the key is college is different, man, and I think social media, like what we're on right now, has a lot to do with it. And I think college is kind of benefiting from it more, even the NFL right now, and just the closeness we have. And when we have Coach Prime and what he's doing, he anybody seen the new song Coach Prime is there? I just saw. I was sitting on mute. I thought he was just in the studio because I know he went to California. He was out there with Snoop Dogg, but I didn't know he was making a song with what is it, Yellow Boy Yellow. Um, and I heard the little snippet. Coach Prime got a little feature coming out. Sound pretty decent. They redid "Must Be the Money," and he did a little rap verse. So I mean, when you got a guy like that, he stayed moving, man. He's making music, and his Coach Prime has got to be coming up on his 60s, right? So I'm right at it. He's making music. Is he in the 60s? He's like late 50s, and appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate it. Giovanna G. Appreciate it. Yeah, commercials. It seemed like to me Coach Prime doing more commercials now. 55. I thought he was older. A little older. Um, commercials, music, all these things for his personal brand, and he has attached his personal brand with Colorado. So of course Colorado benefit because he's leading the way with this brand. He's recruiting with this brand. Um, issues. Yeah. Or maybe he's about to be 56, you know. Well, I mean that's the whole point, you know. If you're a super duper fan, if you're a super duper fan, then you know you probably do this. Like I said, I've never been the guy sit around look at all the stats and all the statistics and like nerd out on this stuff. I play the game. I think people who really do that, who nerd out like that, they usually didn't play the game and they've been doing it. I'm not. I played it, so I play baseball too. So I don't really nerd out on it like that. I can, but I don't really go. You don't really hear like we look at my channel. I don't really nerd out on like the the different I guess plays or formations and all of that. I don't really nerd out on it. On defense, offense, a lot of people look at the stats. I mean, I know enough. I look at the big picture. I'm more of a big picture type guy. So when you look at so maybe he's about to be 57. I'm looking at the big picture, and I also look at the big picture how it correlates with life. So I'm not life and football. You know, I like what life football does and how he put a spin on it. You know, I'm uniquely me. But one thing I can say is I appreciate the opportunity, and that's just what it is. I wouldn't have did it, and I don't think we would have had this platform if Bucky didn't lay the foundation for the concept of being one. He give us the openness to see what's going on. So a lot of our content really it stands from what we get because we wouldn't have what's going on, Selma. We wouldn't have the insight that we have without Bucky. And then he standing to reach the people in pregame. So let's be real. That's the foundation of it all. We just not out here talking off of something we hoping to see because we're not even in the city or the state. So we definitely are benefiting from the insight we're getting from Bucky. But he's also giving this creative insight and giving his own voice and his kind of like fly on the wall reality show style filming. He's created his own style, and you see everybody's kind of created their own style. So I'm more of a talk show. I haven't done interviews. I haven't done this, that, and the other that other people do. And that's the beauty. We all have different things. I just like to bring a little insight that I have. And, you know, with that, one of the things I wanted to talk about today is I wanted to talk about the difference in CU. Anybody know? You should know what CU is. That's Colorado. The difference. There is a difference. It was a difference in January, and it's even more difference now. May going to June. We're June 2nd. The summer practice has started. Summer workouts. Content is pumping back up. You know, we had a little dry spell in May. Rightfully so. A lot going on. Mother's Day, graduations, you know. But this thing is pumping back up. Content coming out daily from multiple places. That's right there on the count with pregame. Reach the People's pumping it out. Buckets pumping. They can pump it out daily, even if they use old content. They got a lot of action and they got a lot to share because we got a lot of new players that they need to expose us to. A lot of we get to see the process. Again, that's what makes Colorado different. So when you look at it, we in the thick of things, man. We know how fast, unfortunately, we know how fast June and July go by. And we ain't got to step on the gas because we know, man, in a matter of time, season be over. I remember last year we was like, man, I can't believe the season halfway over, it's almost over, and you start feeling like, oh man, you don't want it to go by. So we don't have to rush it. A lot of people, I can't wait for the season. I can, because that season moves, man. Week by week, it moves. And let me tell you, this is gonna be a high thrill. It's gonna be a ride. It's gonna be a roller coaster. We got people who really want to see Colorado smack people in the mouth, and we got people who really want to see them lose for whatever they get out of that. I don't know. They just want to be the antithesis, the villain. I don't know why they want to see them lose, but they do. And we have a lot of storylines that's developing. You know, of course, from last year, from the very beginning, we got the North Dakota State. They better not look over them. They North Dakota. You know, yeah, FCS school, but they got a reputation, right? History. And so what Wade better off to start Colorado off with that. And a lot of people thinking like they feel like Colorado, I don't know, is one of those teams that's going to lose, that could lose to them. I don't know if they would do that to Alabama, Georgia. They don't respect them like that. I think North Dakota and South is very identical. I think they're very identical to the style of team, not even the style of team, but just the level. They were at that level. They're a top level FCS, and I think Jackson State was one of the top teams, and it showed in the rankings. And they kind of called them out because they wouldn't go to the playoff. So they wanted to go to Celebration Bowl. They wanted to keep up with the tradition. And that second year, a good thing they did it because Coach Prime was getting ready to go to Colorado, and he really needed that time in between after that game. But Colorado, North Dakota State, let's be real, since we going here, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Because that's what I do. That's why it's called Greg Said It. I'm one of the few content. I've heard a couple other ones. And I've been saying from the jump, been talking it. That's why you're here. And my thing is, North Dakota is one of those teams that I've said from the beginning, it's not a good matchup for them. They probably would have matched up better against last year Colorado, but this is not the type of Colorado team that you just gonna play with on either side of the ball. And I'm under the impression that I'm under the impression that Colorado, we really don't know what Colorado have. We really don't know what Colorado have. Even as I did a video on the last couple of days, I think that a lot of even the fans, because we got so much turnover, we forget what we already have. We forget what we brought back this season, and we forget what we already got in the first round of the portal. So we forget some of those. We get excited over, like when Amos came, and Hood came, and Cam McHale been committed, but he just now getting here, and it's like you get excited because you got so many new toys. But in a way, we forget what we already have, and it's a lot of things that Colorado is going to be able to do based off of some of the things we already don't look over. Let's be real. So when you're talking about Colorado looking over North Dakota, the reality is people already don't look over Colorado. You talking about Colorado only look on North Dakota while you the same person looking over Colorado. Let's be real. You undervalue what they have. You underestimate what they have. You play it down to the lowest common denominator, and you play everybody else up to the highest common denominator. Let's be real right now before we get into the difference. People like to, they could be good. Well, they haven't shown this. Well, they haven't shown that. But then you'll give credit to a team that has new pieces as well, has freshmen, has new coaches as well, and you play them up to the highest denominator like those factors don't exist. That's when you really get into hypocrisy to me, because you're not acknowledging the weaknesses on the other side as well. At the same weight, at the same level that you're acknowledging. The same way you're not acknowledging Colorado, but the same measure should be used one way or another. That's how I look at it. So Colorado has a lot of pieces that even a lot of us forget that they have. And I talked about that last Sunday. But it's something that's different about Colorado. And the energy was already different. I can't see the last year this time, our whole new build came around this time. All our new players came at the little barbecue Memorial Day. Everybody else had just hit the portal. We only had a few guys come back from the last team. Most of them hit the portal in January or December. Then you saw the fact that Then you saw the fact that, okay, we brought in Dylan Edwards, a lot of the Jackson State guys. You know, those were the guys who can't consider that kind of that winter portal. And that's when we had the whole conversation about the Louis and all of that. But then, we lost even more people after the spring. You're going to lose some anyway, but we probably lost more than we thought. So we had to take the crumbs that was in the portal. Because we didn't get what we need in the first portal because he was just coming in the Celebration Bowl and all of that. Then you had to take whatever what you needed to fill in the gaps you already had, plus the new gaps you got from people who left in spring. That some of them you may have not predicted. Just like we had some we didn't predict this year. But the difference is we had a whole lot more gaps. Everybody was brand new. Every single person was brand new from the standpoint of the coaching staff. And it's from the standpoint of the quarterback and just the key pieces. So a lot of people rightfully so said Colorado, they were small. They were small. The line was small. I mean, what else do you expect when you kind of taking FCS linemen for the most part? You wasn't getting no Clemson linemen last year. You wasn't getting that. You was getting lower level. That rightfully so. Some people here, they love to say that, They love to say that. But the reality is that low budget line in lack of depth, because we barely got what we got. Probably had 10 linemen total. Get a few injuries, took Tyler Brown away. You pretty much playing with 7, 8 linemen on any given day for a whole season. And, you got 5 out there. So your rotation is weak. Somebody ain't playing good, no competition. Somebody hurt their little ankle, they got to play. The only way you're not playing is if you can't walk. We seen that with Washington out there hobbling. He had a bad injury to his ankle. And he was out there O-line blocks on that tackle like he wasn't even moving. So that's the kind of environment we were in. We had a lot of trouble. Yep, brand new again. Exactly. Yep, brand new again. Brand new. But clearly you didn't listen to my intro. Last year was brand spanking new. The coach was brand new. His whole staff was brand new. His quarterback was brand new. It was really no returning key pieces. Argue that. Because you just want to argue. So last year is different. Yeah, we replaced a lot of guys this year. We had some turnovers, some transfers. But you're not brand spanking new. Your coach ain't coming in just setting up his office. He ain't just trying to figure out where everything get and meet everybody. They ain't doing none of that. They know what they want to do. They got their plan rolling out from last year. Quarterback, key players, Travis. A lot of key players are back this year. The biggest difference this year is the trenches, which the same people who was the same people laughing at our trenches from last year. People are that, oh, your trenches suck. Oh, yeah, y'all give up all these sacks. Y'all got these penalties. So he already told you all like 4th, 5th week last year that he's going to replace the line. But he just want to taunt and play. That's elementary. You knew he was replacing the trenches because we needed it. 1, and 2, he said he was going to do it. So, yeah, you got all of that going on. He ran on no depth nowhere. Because, I mean, even our backup players was hurt. Like Travis J was supposed to be in the secondary. He was hurt. Vito, I don't know, where's Vito? I don't remember Vito hitting the portal. Vito, I mean, a lot of these guys we brought in the secondary that was going to be back there with Shiloh hurt. So, at the end of the day, it's a lot of things depth-wise that was there. They got exposed fairly quickly. Things that we didn't imagine. Travis Hunter going out 3rd game, that's a no-no. We was undefeated when he went out, by the way. Threw the whole team in chaos. We were struggling. Quarterback getting hit, but we won. Won more games than any hater in here gave him credit for. That's why all the media and everybody was open. But they was yet holding their breath. But what about Oregon? What about USC? You was so busy not want to give them credit for what they already done and hope that they, I don't know, meet your Vegas odds or something. I don't know. Maybe it's too much betting going on. So that happened. Travis was gone. The pillar of your defense and offense at that time. You already ain't had no depth. Kamani wasn't ready. You already knew he wasn't ready. He would have started game one. Everybody asking, what Kamani? What Kamani? Kamani wasn't ready. Now he got to be ready because you got no depth at secondary. Cooper was out there. Stoudemire had got hurt too. Nobody talk about that. Stoudemire got hurt too. He was out. That's why Kamani had to play. Stoudemire had got hurt around the same time. On the offensive side, Jalen, what is it? Jalen, I always mess his name up. Big Jaden, number 4. He got hurt. That's why Amari Miller had to step in. So we had all this stuff going on, exposing our depth. And you can be a clown all you want about Travis and say he wasn't. That ain't talking football. That's just silly to say he wasn't the pillar of the defense when the amount of plays he made on defense. I guess you want to be in the clown room, but he's the pillar of the defense, and still is really from a secondary standpoint, because our biggest challenge was our corners couldn't hold it down to be able to be as fast as we wanted to be when it came to shutting everything else down, even though we just didn't have the personnel. We didn't have any room for error. We didn't have room for anybody to get hurt, especially in the secondary. We really didn't. We didn't have nobody to replace Travis. We was too busy trying to find out who was on the other side of Travis. Who gonna be the other guy? Who gonna be the other guy? Nobody predicted, nobody projected Travis to get hurt. Nobody. Make sure y'all hit that like, share, subscribe. Get this algorithm going, especially my haters. Y'all having a good time. All my little clowns and haters. I'm glad you're here. While y'all here, go ahead. I appreciate you coming. Go ahead and hit like, share, subscribe. You know, make sure y'all do that. Law Dog want to change the subject. I'm giving y'all a roundabout. He asked about Juju Lewis. I ain't talking about no Juju Lewis. We talking about this year. Juju Lewis got a whole nother year. I'm gonna let the recruiting staff handle that. That's what I'm gonna say about that. And you keep talking about Dylan. I want you front and center to see what our defensive line do to him. You're setting yourself up for embarrassment. You know. Well, whatever you say, Travis was the pillar. Regardless of what should be, could be, would be, he was. And it showed because our secondary fell apart. We were shifting people left and right. See, you want to argue. Let's talk reality. Let's talk reality. The reality is Travis went down and it threw off a whole secondary. Because not only did we not have to figure out who was going to be on the other side, was it going to be Cooper, was it going to be Stoudemire? Now we had to replace Travis too. We threw crippled leg Travis J out there. We had Robinson and we put 100 people at DB trying to fill that gap. And yeah, you're going to tell me he won a pillar. If he won a pillar, then why are you trying to fill that gap? He should have just been replaced easily. But we never recovered. It never recovered until he came back. And then once he came back, we still had an issue with who's going to be that guy on the other side. I just gave you facts. You ain't gave no facts. I just gave you the facts. I just stated the facts. You just talking. I stated the fact. The fact is that he was the pillar, and it showed he was the pillar by how we had to adjust to compensate for him. And that's why what happened in Oregon and all that went down here after that. That's the fact. The fact is we didn't have nobody to replace him. Yeah, hit that like button. There you go. Law Dog, I don't know if I can give you. I don't know if you're gonna look good with a clown hat on. I'm about to give you your own special category. Hit that like button like Law Dog said. Law Dog got his own category. I got to figure out what category I'm gonna put him in. You know, special category. I might even make a T-shirt for him. Yeah, everything. Oregon game. I mean, then you went to Arizona State. It still was chaotic. You know, all the way up to Stanford. I mean, he had to come back and play in the Stanford game, and you know, first week back. Everybody say first week back. First week back. First week back. Play out of shape and everything. Way to move that goalpost. There is no leadership. I said pillar. Now you want to say leadership. Nobody ever argued about leadership on defense and the rank and all that stuff. You talking for all the stat nerds? That 124 ranked stat defense was hitting people in the mouth. They hit UCLA in the mouth. I think really the offense is what failed us in the end of the year. The defense hit UCLA in the mouth, literally. Oregon State, all those boys, they weren't scoring no big points on Colorado. That 124th defense was doing their job. It's the offense that stopped doing their job. You know, anybody put together in some state. Yeah, I mean, you got to look at the fact that team was a makeshift team. It had a lot of talent, but I mean, it was a crumbling building. I mean, you had people who was wondering they're gonna be eligible. Then you find out some people weren't gonna be eligible at the last minute. Then we brought in a guy from a whole nother team a week before the game from Arizona State, and then he came in with all his issues and he helped, but he brought his own set of issues. It was all over the place. I'll take that. Yeah. So my thing is looking back, because that's what we're doing. For anybody who a clown to say, that's what we're clearly doing. We're looking back at last year in comparison to this year. Far as is there a difference? That's the point of this show. Only a fool would say that last year's team is the same as this team because they're not even here. The coaches are not here. The players are not here. So it's a basic equation. Like when you do subtraction and all that, you have yeah. The guy say, you tell us through what I just hit. I got. Now I would get this guy his clown hat. It's still a makeshift team, new coach, new players. Yeah, they did their job. I just said it. That's why you're here. On Greg said, I just said they did their job. They did their job in the last part of the season. And if you somebody get that man a clown hat. I mean, the number shows it. Their performance, their production picked up. The offense is the one who production went down. You know, the offense is the one who couldn't score in that later half of the season, like they were scoring. The quarterback was part of that. He was hurt. You know, he was playing hurt. He was getting shots up in the middle of the game, so he was hurt. He was done. And you know, that's what happened. For that probably had a lot to do with his ability to go Brady mode and carry the game like he did. He couldn't carry the game like that, running for his life. He could barely run. His back was hurt or ankle, whatever. He had a couple things. He had more than the back. People keep talking about he had a cracked back. He also had some other ankle stuff going on and everything. He had a few injuries. So he couldn't move around in that pocket like that. The lineman was O-line blocks. The line was shuffling around too. We were shuffling people around on the offensive line too. For all the hate, I know haters just so licking they just, you know, don't know nothing about no ball. Just excited about seeing Colorado. You didn't see what was really happening. We're talking about the facts here. Colorado they had no depth at the offensive line, no depth in the secondary, and it came because they were a makeshift team. For the clown who said this is a makeshift team, clearly not listening, because the reality is this year team actually has depth, so you don't have to have the turnover and the turmoil come when one person gets hurt. I don't make me break it all the way down. I'm not trying to go all the way down to the basic level like that. Shout out to Snellfield, Georgia. We know what to do this year. I mean, of course. I mean, you got to also think about when people said Colorado. Coach Prime, that was his first year coaching. You could definitely see it because in a lot of ways, I think that he did overperform. He did overperform clearly to the Vegas and everybody else who was running with their head between their legs when he jumped out there 3-0, and they was confused. He was getting all the press, and I think Coach Prime said, he actually said it. He said, "I'm starting to get comfortable. Don't make me get comfortable." I think what y'all messing around and did, y'all doubted, but he just had to prove to himself that he can coach and perform at this level. And I think he did. I think he realized we're doing better than what we probably should be, according to everybody else, and probably to him, because he knew what the weaknesses were. And when he said only need 7 to 8 more dogs, that's exactly what he was saying. He said, if I plug a piece here and there, these little games we're losing by 7 and 3 and 8 points, we actually win. So I really don't have to do no drastic things to make up these little gaps. If I do something drastic, I'm dominating. And you wonder why he was so bold and so confident with what he was saying. Because he's there. You're not. You're just a clown on the internet. He's there. So he knows if I don't have that right now, I can't do nothing about it. I can't do nothing about it right now. This is what I got. But he know exactly what he needed. And I think that's what my guy was saying right here. He knew exactly what he needed, and he started to realize I actually can win on this level. It ain't much different. Everybody's trying to make a big deal out of it. I'm gonna humble down. I'm gonna see what's going on out here, and I'm gonna say, it's not so hard. We competing without the pieces. Kind of like when he went to JSU. Everybody make that comparison. That little spring, he didn't have all his players there. Shador wasn't playing yet. Charlotte was coming in. Everybody had to sit out until the fall because you remember the schedule got threw off because of COVID. So the players who was coming usually would be able to practice in the spring and the summer and play for the fall. They only could practice. They couldn't play in the spring because it's still technically the school year. So all the guys he actually brought in had to wait till the next year. So they got, they barely 500, I guess, that spring. But then they ran through everybody the next year. And then we know they went all the way through everybody the next year. They didn't lose not one SWAC game. They lost one game to a higher FCS school, Texas. Then they lost in the Celebration Bowl that first year. Second year, they went all the way to the Celebration Bowl undefeated. So we know that he can produce, and he know what he do. He know what adjustments to make. And outside of just being a hater, I mean, I don't know what you're looking at. Well, I'm glad you did, because you got to look at this year's team. Now that we know what happened last year. Last year, a lot of close games. It was some weird calls. I've been pointing them out. You can say what you want. You claim you know football and don't recognize that. You don't know football. You say, that's football. That's not football. Anybody who play football, no, that's not football. Nobody would ever point it out. They would just say, that's football. It's not football to do some backwood, over the top rigging of games. That's not football, because the football is played. If I made the play and did all that, and you say I stepped out of bounds and I was not even nowhere near the sideline, football is you let the play out and then you run back. You run it back. That's football. You don't blow the whistle to stop the play. You let the play out. That's football. Okay. If I make a play and you take it back, that's not football. That's refereeing. And if you say a man stepped out of bounds, but when the man actually do step out of bounds with a one-hand catch, 1 foot in bounds, 1 foot out of bounds, and you say it was a catch, but he must have been levitating because his back foot dragged while the weight of his front foot is already down to the ground, that's football. Right? So the reality is, see you opponents. Will you ask me, will I do content to inform the fans? Oh, that's what you do. You Law Dog. Law Dog will do that. Law Dog, man, Law Dog can tell you all about the opponents. Isn't that right, Law Dog? He gonna tell you how perfect they are. He gonna tell you how suited up they are. Shoot, they play Jackson State. He gonna make Jackson State look like world beaters. I leave it to people like that because y'all got all the hopes and dreams for everybody Colorado play. I will not do it justice, to go over what the other team have, other than the stats you reading, and the stats will be from last year. I think once we get into the season and we, get a couple weeks in, we'll maybe have something to look at from what the team did a week before or something. That's how I do. I know a lot of y'all good old boys. Y'all like to talk about what the team they playing did 10 years ago, back in the 80s and all that stuff to determine they're going to be Colorado. That's not really my way of looking at it. I think we'll have a better look at what they're going against week by week. And I think which I did last year. But I may point out, you can do the nerding out if you want, read the Vegas stats and over under. You can go do all that. If that tickles your fancy, go do that. I may do something more like, look at some of the key players and kind of do my analysis of what the strengths and weakness is and correlate it to oh no, don't play that, Law Dog. Don't play that. I let's take a time out. I seen all that big talk you was doing on Friday. Don't come over here playing cute, Law Dog. You was all sarcastic and all extra passive aggressive, you and your boy on the other show. And y'all look come pow. Ain't no power going on here. It's just me. And even when I get with B Watts and you jump on there, you say we double teaming you, and it's just us. Y'all get on the panel, it be 37 people dogging out Colorado, talking all kinds of slick talk. Y'all go ahead on. Don't try to be sensitive on. Don't try to act like I'm taking you. I'm talking to you. You know I'm talking right. You know I'm talking right. I just did a Law Dog. I just pulled a Law Dog on you. I just took the question and flipped it all around and did a lot of sarcasm. I just did a lot of sarcasm. I know how to talk. That's how I say. Yeah. From now on, when I want to talk crazy, I'm gonna talk in Law Dog. Some people talk French, some people talk Spanish, Portuguese. I'm gonna talk Law Dog. I'm gonna talk Law Dog. So y'all say I'm finna talk Law Dog. Y'all know where I'm coming, what angle I'm coming crazy. And, when I talk about the other teams, I'm gonna do it. I only can do it that way because you don't want me to do it my way. I'm gonna do it Law Dog way. So we gonna ask Law Dog to do the breakdown of all the teams Colorado gonna play. Cause everybody Colorado gonna play, he gonna tell you how great they players are. He gonna tell you they're gonna run 1,000 yards on Colorado. He gonna tell you the defense gonna just gush up our line and expose Jordan Seaton, and they're gonna push the dozy all around and run through our linebackers and burn Travis Hunter and Shiloh. That's what he gonna say. I'm gonna tell you, it don't matter who they playing, they can play UTEP. UTEP gonna beat the mess out of you. Old boy just left UTEP. And that's what we gonna hear. That's what we gonna hear. So why would I need to talk about? The only thing I can talk about from the other team perspective is, okay, they played last week. They beat Oregon State, 24-17. This is what the game went like. Everybody gonna know that because we all gonna be watching the games, watching clips. Because if we get together, that's what we get together and talk. I don't know what y'all doing, so we talk together. That's what my platform is. The only difference is I ain't throwing no link out there for somebody to come on the stage. But that's what we doing in the chat. We talk, we throwing ideas. I'm throwing my ideas out. I got people throw ideas back. We share. That's my platform. Greg said it, so you should know how I run by that. So when we get in the season, that's how we roll. That's how we roll. And you want to say do good football talk. Good football talk is gonna happen when football is played. It's gonna be played. And once it's played, we're gonna be able to look at what happened in the game. That's what this Sunday show came from. This Sunday show came from the after show of the game. So the game will happen on Saturday. We come back on Sunday and we talk about the game. Typically like that Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, I usually do a video about who they're playing. So clearly you don't really know. If you didn't watch my show, you would know my format. That's where my format come from. Like that Tuesday I shoot a video, and that Thursday I shoot a video. And like Law Dog said, he loved my shorts because he ain't got a minute focus on. He got a short. So I get a short from Sunday. They come on Monday. If you know my format by now, you would know. Then I shoot a video on Tuesday, a full video. Now I run a short on Wednesday. Then I shoot a video on Thursday. And then, I might run a short. I typically don't run a short on Friday, but I can from Thursday. So that's my format. It's been that for the whole season for people who actually yeah, and we talked about all of this, bad calls and poor game management. But the poor game management was far less than the bad calls, in my perspective. Like I think clock management was horrible when they UCLA right before halftime and they punted the ball, let the boys score, and they was throwing the ball inside the 2-yard line or whatever. They should have just ran that clock on out. When the halftime it was 7-6, but instead it ended up being like 14-6. That's the poor game management. I also seen some poor game management, like on some overtime stuff. They say he was handing the ball off like at USC and some weird stuff like that. So game management, but we know the biggest game management that they had was the fact that they didn't run the ball and they know how to put away a game. And we don't know how much of the game management was the players and coaches. We also know that some of the quote unquote poor game management was when Colorado had like 5. Nobody only have 5 in 2 years. They had 5 2-minute men or 12 men on the field, like 5 times. It's like that was what's going on. So I watched when Coach Sean Lewis like, we're gonna go fast, and then I watched the referees stand over the ball and let the other team get their subs in and get set. They say I run it that no other team got 12 men on the field, but Colorado got like 3, 4, 5 in one game. So he clearly wasn't standing over the ball to let Colorado subs get in. That's what I'm saying. And I watched it. So when we was doing high tempo, we blamed it on TV commercials, but it really was the referees was standing over the ball while they was at the line lined up, and they were not letting them snap the ball till the other team got their subs in, or we would have caught them in 12 men on the field. But with the referee, that's it, and blow the whistle while you trying to sub, he ain't standing over the ball like that for you. It's ironic that we're the only one that had 12 men on the field. So I know that can be considered poor game management, and I would include that, but I think the referees are involved in that as well. Oh man, thank you, Law Dog, man. Oh man, thank you. Terribly good. Law Dog is so smart. He's so smart. They recognize my shorts. I'm sure he's also smart enough that my shorts actually come from the video that he didn't watch. I bet the people who actually watch this show know that my shorts actually are a snippet of the actual full video, but Law Dog, he's so busy and so popular, he didn't actually see the full video. He think I actually filmed the short, and I just told y'all the format. Actually, I shoot a whole video, and then the next day I take a short from the whole video, and then I take so actually, if my shorts is bad, then the whole video is bad. I actually create the short for a reason, because that's a snippet of the video, and I take one of the most electrifying parts that captivate people like Law Dog to keep watching. So I just take a snippet just to keep him entertained and keep him coming back. So I take that snippet and make a short, and this must be working, because look at Law Dog here. We didn't even see Law Dog last year, but he's here now. So that's what we got. So I appreciate it. If it weren't for you, I didn't know my shorts was that compelling, because my shorts is just a snippet of like a 10-minute video, 15-minute video, 20-minute video. Just found a way to use my time to find a minute clip out of like a 15-minate video that's compelling enough to make sense and entertain you. And I just appreciate you recognizing that. Hey, you. That's a good question there, guy. I just clearly said that clearly. I guarantee it was more bad calls. Let's say costly. You're right. The bad calls didn't cost us nowhere near as many as the refs' bad calls. The refs' bad calls is what cost us. The ref bad call on 3rd and long, and we make a stop finally because our defense is so garbage. They're 124th. And we finally make a stop that would seal the game. And he go, automatic first down, and the team go down and score. Because our defense is tired. We've been battling. We finally make a stop to go seal the game with that bad coaching that we have. We would go ahead and seal the game at the middle of the field, go ahead and run the ball, go ahead and score another touchdown because we have the lead. or we are like 3 points away and all we need is a field goal, and they go and throw a flag on us, and then the other team go head down there and kick a field goal, score, and seal the game. That's how Oregon State sealed the game. Really, Arizona, UCLA, really, even though they beat us by more than 7 points, that all came at the end of the game with that weird levitating catch that was actually out of bounds, because they took that catch away, we would have won that game as well, because we had the momentum at that point. The defense was actually stopping them really most of the game. They threw Shiloh out the game, but really Ward came in and did his thing. So we really beat UCLA. If they didn't make that, I know the haters don't remember that levitating catch on the sideline, that where the guy's foot supposedly was 1 millimeter off the ground, went and the other foot dragged, but really his front foot had to be down. He would have broke all 27 bones in his shin if he had put that weight on it while he was levitating like that. But I know y'all understand science. Shout out to Rob, the man. Hey, come get your law dog. Put your law dog up, Rob, the man. Put your law dog up. He's messing with the guests. Put him in the cage. Yeah, man. Yeah, if it weren't for people like you, my shorts wouldn't be nothing. Appreciate you coming. I thought you was here at another show, but yeah, man. I'm just glad you like my shorts. I'm glad you like them. It's something for everybody on this channel. I got some other stuff I'm gonna be coming down with, be more creative. I'm gonna start doing like a special message to the players, only the way Greg said it can do it, to inspire them. I'm just gonna do some special stuff. Yeah. So you don't remember the levitating catch on the sideline when the guy was that UCLA? I think UCLA. I may be confusing with Arizona, but I'm thinking it was UCLA. I think it was UCLA. Yeah, it's going to be interesting because, like I said, it's going to be interesting. Anyway, it was interesting last year. We talking about a 4-8 team, man. According to a lot of 4-18. Hey man, I'm gonna get on a Coach Prime remix. Must be the money, remix. You know what I'm saying? Super remix. I'm getting on it. You hear me? I'm gonna be spent for real on that thing. Oh, you got to tell me where to show up. Must be the money remix. Part 3. Look here. This year team, Colorado, is not last year. Do I need to repeat that for you, Law Dog? Law Dog, Underdog, Super Dog, Dog-It Dog. Do I need to repeat it for you? This is not last year's Colorado. For y'all to say it's the same just because we got a lot of players out the portal. If you don't know the difference in the quality of players, you can't just put them side by side and need me to do it. You don't know football. You can't say that any of our guards is on the level of Jack Bailey from last year. Our starting left guard on our blind side. You can't say that. The guy was he was 170 pounds soaking wet with the big old thing up on his neck. It don't look good on him like it look on Benson. Or was that Wilty? Or was it both? We had Wilty on the other side. Both of them was on skates. Right into Shedeur lap. He doing reverse spin outs out the pocket. Doing everything he can. They say, why are you running backwards? Because they come into his face. He got to go backwards to pass. Then he running from him. He was spinning out, going the other way. That's 15 yards right there. Common sense say if he gets sacked, it's going to be a 15-yard loss. Hey, I have to do it because, they can't handle it no other way. Sweat, boy, they can't handle it. They can't handle the truth. You got to put a little sugar on the truth. They're going to need a whole lot of sugar this fall. We're going to have to be real nice to these boys because they're going to be hurt. All these boys talking big. I remember last year Colorado jumped out on everybody. They supposed to been 0-3. And everybody went to hiding. Everybody went to hiding. Like, where y'all at? I put videos out. Where y'all at? It was the match. You got Law Dog and DC Music. You got all these people. It's fun. It's like you're not an echo chamber. You enjoying yourself. And it's fun, man. We having a good time. Imagine what it was like without him. What would we be without a Law Dog? What would we be without who name some other folks? You got the Peters out there, he's an AI. Like what would we be without these guys? We just run out of stuff to talk about. My show would have been over 20 minutes ago without people like Law Dog. We would have said everything. Nobody would have interrupted what I was saying and make me get on these side tangents away from what I was saying. And actually help my show actually last an hour or longer. If it was just good old us that's slapping high fives, man, we'd be 20 minutes and out. Be a regular show. Yeah, I wouldn't even do no lives. I just do my regular little show and do my little shorts that Law Dog like. I don't see it online way less. Yeah. Y'all, did y'all not see them wildebeest we just brought in? Them was some doggone. Them ain't even know them elephants. We had some wildebeest. Them some elephants. I'm about ready to just put both of them at guard and say, have at it. Have at it. See, can you run through those big old wildebeest at guard? I'm about ready to just throw one Kirkland on the right and Flapjack on the left. I'm about ready to just throw them at guard and say, good luck. I'm about ready. I like Tyler Brown. I'm about ready to say, forget the nonsense. Ain't nothing coming up this middle. Y'all got to go through this brick wall. Y'all have to run through this brick wall. And Shedeur can sit in that pocket. Y'all can talk about Jordan Cedar all you want. Hey, just flush him to the left, Jordan. Don't let him come to your right. Just flush him to your left. Just play tight to your right and flush him to your left and let Shedeur that step right up in that pocket. You're doing right, man. Colorado go to win it. It'd be fun because the media, but it'd be boring on social media when Colorado win because the Law Dog don't have no talking points. They gonna lose, and then they won. Well, wait till next week, and then next week come, and then they win. And like, oh, Law Dog ain't no fun unless Colorado lose. It ain't no fun until Colorado lose. Law Dog ain't Law Dog until Colorado lose. He's like he lose the dog in him. He just Law Frog or something. I don't law be there, but the dog be gone. He's nobody without. There's no Law Dog with an undefeated Colorado. We won't even like him no more. If he was actually a fan, he just would lose all the dog in him. And it's like, what is Colorado football without Law Dog? He's not even with Colorado. He in Miami, he say. But he here with us. So we go to win it and we run Law Dog off. Man, what do we have? We'd be like a whole bunch of old ladies drinking coffee, eating quiche, and playing bingo, apple pie. It would just be boring. What would we be? He'd be the only team that got people show up. We 4-8 and got more trolls than Georgia. Georgia don't even have many trolls. We do. Nobody even show up to watch Georgia do a pod. If I was with Georgia, I'm in Georgia. If I was talking about Georgia, it'd be 12 people here right now, and it would be no Law Dog. So y'all can say what y'all want about Colorado. We is here on a Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon now. Talking about Colorado football, a team y'all say was 4-8, right? We got a brand new offensive line, NFL caliber coach coming out of the Big Ten, ready to let his light so shine. We got these big old wildebeest and elephant gorilla linemen coming in, and I dare you to tell me they gonna let that man get sacked 50 times. Go Buffs! I don't even know what Colorado would be without Law Dog being a hater. I almost feel strange if he. I feel strange that he said they going 10-2. It feel like sarcasm to me. I almost want to kick him out for saying that. Really, like, what good is you? You gonna be here and talking about we going 10-2? You don't belong in here. You gonna either be the raw law dog hater. You gonna be, or we gonna start blocking you. Don't go to being nice now. Don't get in the season and go be trying to drink tea with us and be our friend. We're going to block you. We're going to block you like a real hater. You come in here trying to be a fan when Colorado be 6-0, we kicking you out, law dog. I'm telling you, you're going to change your name. You're going to do like Peter. You're going to have 4 or 5 accounts. You're going to be AI because we're going to block you. If you even sound like Law Dog, we're going to block you. So you better hope Colorado lose because I'm going to tell everybody to block Law Dog out. He cannot become a fan once we go to winning. No new fans. My new shirt will say, no new fans. Like they say, no new friends, no new fans, no new fans. Law Dog, either you a fan now, and I don't even want you to be that. I don't even want you to be that. Be who you are. Be the hater you are. Be you. We don't want to change it. You know, I don't care if the defense better. Hey, you important to us. If it weren't for you, what would we be? Especially during football season. That's Rod the man. That's Rod the man. You was the biggest doggone hater on the show. The biggest hater. I mean, you know how to kick a man when he down. I mean, he did learn how to kick from you. He know how to get you on the ground and kick you in all kinds of ways with a smile on his face and then help you up and do it again. That's how he did Colorado last year. So I hope you got it all out your system because you're not going to really get to do that this year. I know you want to. Hey, man, I don't know if y'all remember Jackson State. Shedeur, his relationship with them receivers, they be out there before the game doing extra workouts. And they really didn't mess up a lot. That receiver core was very tight at Jackson State. That's how they put up all them points. Shedeur is doing that again. He know how to build if that receiving core is on the page with Shedeur and that line block, y'all can forget about beating them. I said it. Y'all can forget about beating them. If Shedeur get blocked for, and he's got a good relationship like he's developing with these receivers, and he got about 8, 9, 10 of them, and you can take one out and put one in, and it'd be like plug and play. It will be Brady mode for real. It will be darn near impossible. Y'all only hope gonna be to run all over the defense and try to do a shootout. You're not gonna do no shootouts this year. This is not the defense for shootouts. I'm gonna repeat. This is not the defense for shootouts. You're not gonna score 40 points on Colorado this year. Shedeur gonna score his 40. He gonna score his 40. But you're not scoring 40. That's where I get my predictions from. Just in case you didn't know, for all the fandom folks. You're not finna. You. This is how I know you hate a person. When you kick a man when he down, that hate, you show no grace. You show no mercy. You have no remorse on Colorado last year. Therefore, we're not going to have any remorse on you this year, Law Dog. We're going to pay you back for all the taunting, disrespect, and violations that you performed while Colorado suffered last year. Colorado suffered last year. And you knew the line. You talked about, you knew they had challenges. You didn't give them no mercy. You like, hey, get better. See, try again next year. No, you didn't. You kicked them boys while they was down. You know their line was falling apart. Shedeur was hobbling around, and you just ate it up. And you was on all the after shows and just kicking people all upside the back of their head and calling people out and taking their money and betting with them. You knew. But I hope you got enough money last year. And you better not bet. We better not find you in no wager where you betting on behalf of Colorado on the backside. Because this is the year to pay back. Coach Prime already told y'all that was the year to get me now. You ain't getting them this year. And the fact that he brought them wildebeest in there, like he said, And he got them SEC quality linemen, 650s, 350, 360, 370. You ain't gonna put them on skates. You're not gonna just bogart them like they did Bailey, push them with one hand and back the ball down with a tackle with the other hand with our 130-pound running back. We're not making it that easy on you to still form one of our little 250-pound linemen and tackle our 130-pound running back with one arm. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that no more. Our lineman is going to break your arm off if you try to block him with one hand. And our other running back is going to knock the other arm off. You're going to leave the game with no arms. Okay? Yeah. No mercy, no grace for you. You know? No. You enjoyed it. You enjoyed it. But you're going to be very unrelevant this year. You're going to have to, I'm going to send you, I'm going to make you a Colorado shirt and make you wear it. This guy asked, SEC quality. Okay. As if we didn't get a SEC lineman. I guess I just made that up. We didn't get a guy by the name of Kirkland from Texas, who's now an SEC quality lineman. We also had a ACC lineman. I guess that's a different quality from Clemson, who also could have went to SEC. He just went to Clemson. He was a top recruited lineman. Yeah. Also, the linemen in our portal, I guess they're on quality because they came to Colorado. Even though a lot of SEC teams were recruiting them, I guess Jordan Seaton is not SEC quality, even though every pretty much SEC team offered him. So I guess that's confusing for some of you all. When I said SEC quality, he's talking about didn't play. I said quality, meaning they are able to play at the SEC level. I mean, they have the pedigree to play at the SEC level, which means they're that's the prototype lineman for the SEC level. The size, the talent, the recruitment, that was make sure SEC quality lineman. I have to break that down for you. So our linemen were recruited by the SEC. Yeah. So they were SEC quality. I don't think the SEC were recruited, tried to get the linemen that we have if there wasn't SEC quality. I hope you don't think that Colorado's the only people who recruited our linemen, even though they're here. SEC teams were trying to recruit the Bensons and the Mayors and all those guys. Yeah. Tyler Jefferson. Yeah. And even though they didn't come from the SEC, some of them came from the Big 10 and the Big 12. Our D linemen, we actually have D linemen that came from Alabama and Arkansas. I think that's SEC. Is that SEC? Yeah. I think that's SEC quality. Yeah. I think Peter is on vacation. So he had to send in his paperwork. He's on our payroll. So he had to let us know when he was going to be out. So keep in mind that we have SEC quality defensive lineman, SEC quality offensive lineman. And by the way, we also have SEC quality secondary. I think Shallow, even though he went to Jackson State, I think he was recruited and played a couple years South Carolina State. South Carolina. University of South Carolina. I think we also have a DB, Mr. Johnson, from Arkansas as well. And we also have, Hey, man, you told me that a few times. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like the show. So I think we have, we actually have quality linemen. We do have guys that were actually recruited. Even though they came to Colorado, I know it's hard to believe that we weren't the only guys. I know y'all think it's last year when we offered Tank, and we were the only Power 5 at that time team to offer Tank. But our lineman this year actually was wanted by other Power 5, Power 4, whatever you want to call it, teams. So that's what I'm saying, actually. Our lineman quality is much better. And it shows by their recruitment. If you don't mind, tell me the teams from last year, the linemen last year that we had that were actually recruited by SEC teams. I'll wait. I think we had a couple guys from where did he come from? Rashawn Lewis. What conference was that? It wasn't the MAC. I don't think those guys were recruited by SEC teams. Maybe I'm wrong. A lot of the guys we brought in last year, I don't think they were recruited. I think they just came with the coach. And most of them were from group of 5 level. So I think that's a direct correlation. I think that's the direct difference when you look at the fact that our lineman recruitment kind of shows, what quality they were compared from last year to this year. Same thing with the defensive line. We had some defensive line. We had some come from Florida State. We had one come from the Ivy League. But I don't think we had any guys last year from the SEC. Meaning they were recruited by the SEC. They were on the SEC team. So they wasn't SEC quality. I don't think that was the case. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But maybe y'all can correct me. Yeah. Law Dog getting on my show would just be a clown show. Law Dog just like to be entertained. He say he like to talk football, but he really just like to be entertained. That's all. I'm leaning more towards the clown hat for him, but he would be too big of a clown, and I just know that wouldn't be right to put the clown hat on that. That's a big old clown. He like 7 foot tall, 485 pounds. So I just don't think that would be a good fit. Yeah, Big Ten didn't win. And we got some Big Ten. We had a guy in the Big Ten, Indiana line in the Big Ten. All right. So the quality is there. We brought a Big Ten running back in this year. I don't think our last year linemen running backs were from the Big Ten. We had a hurt running back who was barely from the Big 12 because I know Houston had made that change right before he got hurt or right after he got hurt. So could you all please explain to me what running backs we had that were quality last year? I think we have one from the SEC and one from the Big Ten this year. And they both played. They didn't start, but they played. And they both were top running backs out of high school. Could you please tell me any running back we had last year that was a top running back out of high school that played? Hankerson, not quite. He was all right. Dylan Edwards was, but he was 150 pounds soaking wet. And he was still developing. He was a freshman. He should have rode the bench like the guys we brought in that didn't fully play. So I think our quality of line is better. Our quality of running backs are better this year. We brought in some producing receivers from the SEC this year. We brought in Will Shepard. He was a quality SEC receiver. And, that's good. We also brought in Timmons, who was at South Carolina State. Okay. So that's good. And not South Carolina State. State. Anybody else? We brought in some producing receivers. We brought in Wester. We brought in Baby T.O. He has, he's young. He was hurt in the beginning of the season, but we know what he can do, or maybe we don't. So y'all help me out. I think we brought in some quality receivers, big receivers, right? We lost Hankerson. Hankerson pretty much started last year, but I mean, what did he do? Yeah, Dylan was a freshman, correct. And yeah, they want the Law Dog show. We will see about that when the season starts. When they lose, and we just gonna let them cook. We just gonna cook Law Dog. We gonna eat some fresh Law Dog. When they lose, we're just gonna bring Law Dog every week and watch him swimmer. Because he know how to talk. He know how to dog the team out and tell everything they did wrong. But I want to see what he say when they do things right. I did say they was gonna go 10-2. That's why he's saying that. He really want us to go 2-10 so he can dog us out. but he's hedging his bet by saying we go 10-2, so we can't really dog him out. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna make a shirt. He gonna have to wear it every time he come on my show. That's what I'm gonna do. That's gonna be the agreement. We're gonna put him to utter shame. Yeah. I said we actually played. He was hurt, and so our running back room was. We say what happened. It was non-existent. It came injured. You're right. I don't know why. That was the strangest thing to me. I know we had a couple players that when we came was hurt. Like we had a receiver hurt. He transferred, Tyson, and they gonna get rid of him because he hurt. But we brought in all these hurt guys. That's how we were scrambling for just filling in spots. Some guys didn't even recover the whole season. That's where we at. Yeah, we bought some bench warmers. It's called depth. Yeah, we called depth. And we had a lot of bench warmers last year who just was filling in roster spaces. And we hope that they can turn into something. Yeah. No, you hoping. You really hoping for yourself. Your production gonna shut down. You're not gonna be the man we used to be after we get done with you. Law Dog is not gonna be the man that he's gonna be called the man formerly known as Law Dog. Formerly known, he got to change his name because there's no way we're gonna call you Law Dog when Colorado. You only Law Dog when they lose. We're gonna give you a new name. We're gonna give you a new name. Yeah, man. We got some clowns in there. We got some clowns in this chat, man. But what do you expect when you the 124th defense and like the number one most sacked team, number one most penalties, and yet we got the most clowns in our chat. I guess we deserve it. The worst team ever. What they tell us in the beginning of the season? We was the worst FBS team in the country. That's what they said, and then they looked stupid when we was 3-0. And they just swore we was the worst. We're gonna be the worst team in the country. We beat TCU, then we beat Nebraska. It's messed up their narrative. In the world today, people like to make narratives like they true, and they expect you to act accordingly to what they put out in the media. They just say stuff, and it can be a lie, but as long as everybody act like it's the truth, it's good. So we're gonna just act like Colorado's the worst team, and Shedeur is not gonna get drafted into the fourth round, and he the only one gonna get drafted, and all that kind of silly stuff. That's in my Law Dog voice. If y'all don't know, this is my Law Dog voice. We just gonna, yeah, somebody channel. So, y'all, we got a lot, as we see, we got a lot to look forward to. We got a lot of people hoping the demise of Colorado, hoping to see them fail, and the likelihood of that is very low. They almost got a wish harm on them. They kind of probably the people who hope a conspiracy hit or a scandal hit Coach Prime. They throwing everything left and right at his kids, old stuff, new stuff. They throwing stuff at old players who was the 13th water boy. They talking to them. They got all kinds of stuff coming out, and we know that their biggest hope is to distract him. Their biggest hope is to cheat and distract because they can't beat him outright. It sounds like like politics or something. Like instead of facing the man straight up, y'all just want to just doggone hope he just trip over himself and fall over a bridge. Y'all don't really want to face him. Y'all don't really want to beat him straight up. Let's beat him straight up. Quit all the referees out there with the conspiracies. Quit all that. Quit all the unequal bias calls. Quit all that. Quit all the attacking his players and let's play football. Y'all see about football, right? Leave the other stuff out the media. His kids ain't asked for that. He ain't asked for that. Y'all want to attack him, attack him. But don't, quit all the scandals and all the stuff to try to take his mind off the game. Cowards. Go ahead and let him play football. And for anybody who support that kind of, you ain't about no football. I ain't even kind of weak person who want to play the team without their starters and I'll beat them. That's weak. You're weak. I want to beat you at your best. I don't want to beat you because you had a scandal come through and tore up your team. I don't want to beat you because they railroad your starting cornerback and broke his whole rib cage out. I don't want to beat you when your starting quarterback keep getting cheap shotted and he can't play. I don't want to beat you that way. These cowards want to play that kind of ball. You know, shout out to Tampa. Shout out to Tampa, Florida. We're going to be down there with UCL. Hey, you a fan if you hear what he said or not. You showing up to another man's stuff, you a fan. You are a fan, and we recognize that. So thank y'all for coming through, fans and closet fans alike. We appreciate y'all. This has been the Greg Said It show. Went a little over, but as always, make sure y'all like. Make sure y'all share, subscribe. You don't comment 100 times. At least you can do is hit a like and a share. And you better be subscribed. You don't took over our whole chat. You better be subscribed. So you can be here and be a clown again next week. Or whatever other video I put out. You make sure you be there. Like, share, subscribe. Don't be stingy. Whether you're watching live or whether you're watching a replay. I don't care if it's this month, next month, or next year. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. And with that, I'll talk to y'all soon. Y'all have a great rest of your Sunday.